potential demand side mitigation options by 2050. These are the more, 2050 we need more 44% more food, land transport 67% more, building construction 66% more, industry 29% more, and electricity 73% more on the benchmark. We need more and more. Dil mange more kind of Indian popular rhetoric. Dil mange more. We want more and more, but we are having less and less. Now, what is happening is that I am coming to this millet, and everyone must be knowing the millet, the crop that can save us. The crop that can save us from the water crisis, soil crisis, and also crisis of essential minerals in our metabolic system and in our physiology. Now, for the planet is grow faster and grow organically, survive in low water and nutrients, and need less rainfall. And for farmers, withstand harsh environment, resistant to pests and diseases, multiple use of food, feed and fodder, and that for human health, high in micronutrients, iron, zinc and calcium, high in dietary fibers, low glycemic index and gluten-free, high in protein and vitamin B, rich in polyphenols and phytohormones. So that is how it is there, phytohormones, and some other anti-carcinogenic properties are also there, phenolic compounds are there. So that is how altogether it is a magic seed because it has got multi-dimensional benefits. India's wealth and millets, I am just getting, not without getting details into it. India accounting for 20% of the world production, Nigeria and China are the largest producers of millets in the world, accounting for more than 55% of the global production. And however, in recent times, millet production has increased dramatically in Africa. The reason being that not to feed the African population but to export it to USA. So that is how millets, of course, African people, they are accessing it. And it is a good choice and better choice replacing the traditional crops. So that is how it is coming up very fast for the Africa also and for the rest part of the world. Now you know how millet can help you. The overweight, the obesity is now, my dear friends, don't take that obesity is overnutrition. It is also a kind of malnutrition. So obesity is there, and India has alarmingly high number of people either overweight or underweight. 9.8 million Indians males are overweight and 20 million obese Indian women. I wonder why women are becoming more obese. So that is how Indian male are really lesser, but females are more obese. The reason can be that lifestyle, the reasons can be the food habit, and so on. Now, the gastrointestinal disease, it is a celiac problem, as you know that. That is our food habit is responsible, and celiac problem is that gastrointestinal problems are there. Since Lincoln University is having a very good, I was visiting yesterday, and I'm really happy to see that it has neatly maintained and with the international standards. So this is a food habit. I wish that Lincoln University will start a lifestyle management that is more important than directly food management or dietary management. Now it is there. This is present status of cardiovascular disease, that, and that India is one of the hotspot for cardiovascular problems, and heart attack is becoming it's a surprise visitors to anyone any time. Your heart is not that rhythmic. Your heart may lose your rhythm, then you may be goodbye. That is really a problem, and you just see that the increase of the incidence of the heart disease in India, and it is also the rest part of the world, it is there. Now, increase in cancer, it is also 2012 to 2014. These are the cases, the breast cancer cases I am citing here, especially due to the again wrong lifestyles, stresses are there, exposure to heavy metals, especially in the vegetables. Take care, fruits and vegetables, the arsenic, the cadmium, especially that the pesticides are retaining cadmium, the mercury, and the chromium. Especially in Bangladesh experience is that Dhaka, they have got garment industry and dyeings are there, and this dye is retaining lot many chromium, and that is responsible for cardiac and cancer disease, cancers and diseases. Chromium is not directly responsible for cancer, especially mercury is responsible for cancer, and mercurial fungicides being applied here to consume, to produce vegetables and fruits, etc. Medicinal benefits of the millets. Role of the millets in preventing diseases, cardiovascular, diabetes mellitus, gastrointestinal disorders, cancers and obesity. Especially GI, as you know that low GI means the sugar spike will take more time. So that and higher GI means the faster sugar spike in your body. So sugar, blood sugar and diabetes now it's an international problem, global problem. So that is how it is slow releasing sugar there in millet. The millet as a breakfast, I wonder what is the status of millet here in Malaysia. I think you should start as a breakfast, then for the main courses are there. If you start it with the main course, then people will be disillusioned very fast. You start slowly, ahista ahista in Indian it is called. Slowly you start with millet at the breakfast, and then after in the main course, and then dinner, etc., etc. Then you know that these all problems can be tackled better than any kind of traditional food. And Indian Council of Agriculture is the biggest scientist forum in the world. The Indian Council of Agricultural Research. We are now starting producing low GI and high protein rices. I think it will be released, it will take some 3-4 years and it will be released. And it will be great panacea, it will be great respite. Those are the rice consuming. I am also rice consuming, most of our rice consuming, but we are scared of rice consuming because it is high GI. Indian Council of Agricultural Research will be coming up with low GI and higher, your mineral content, especially zinc. Now it is there, and it is more resilient to extreme climatic events. Already I told you that. And it is a staple food of 90 million poor people and extensively grown on 30 million hectares of the land in the arid and semi-arid. My dear friends, I am drawing your attention that arid and semi-arid ecosystem, because groundwater is going to be depleted. So what is left an option with you? We have to depend on Allah make the pani de, or you depend on, you have to depend on the natural system. And most of the 70% areas are arid and semi-arid, and so in arid and semi-arid ecosystem where water crises are there, then millet will be a savior, because at that time you don't find 4,000 or 5,000 liters of the water to produce 1 kilogram of the rice. Rice consumptions will be just a luxury at that time. So, my dear friends, you just take care of it, that how best we can introduce millet. It is mainly cultivated on marginal lands. So what is happening is that when the crops are consumed by the ethnic people or marginal people, we think that it is the poor man. They are not poor. We the so-called enlightened people are poor. The ethnic people, the marginal people, quote unquote, they are not poor. They are rich in knowledge. And we are rich in wrong knowledge. That is the problem. So we are really educationally poor in terms of our health consciousness. If we take care of the COVID disaster, we'll find that what is the percentage of the tribal people, they fell victim to COVID, but only the urban dwellers. The multiple story building dwellers, urban people fell victim. Because the tribal people, they have got their own unique, the millet and kind of traditional food. At the same time, their lifestyle, exposure to the sunlight and open air condition. They have been groomed, seasoned and naturally acclimatized over thousands of years. That is all. So we have to take clues from that. Now C3 and C4 plants are better resistant to climate change, and millets are one of them, and that will help us. It is inherent ability to endure high temperature, 42 degrees Celsius, during the reproductive phases, so that makes it suitable to grow in extremely hot summers and under irrigations in northern Gujarat and others, anywhere in the world, and now that is here. Palm millet productivity over the years, another contradiction is that millet productivity is increasing. We have been able, millet productivity. But what did happen that the area is not increasing that much. And another fallacy is that during, before the Aryan age and before Aryan age, Juk, in Aryan age in India there has been lot many hectares of the land under millet. But after the invasion of the British rules in India, then they started cultivating more rice and wheat. They kept on focusing rice and wheat, and after that, our interactions with America, so far as agricultural production and productivity is concerned, we started focusing more and more in a swashbuckling way on rice and wheat. This is the myopia of food choices. Is really a dangerous proposition. And we are bidding goodbye to all traditional and ethnic food. That is really a threat. My appeal to this international fora, to the Food and Agriculture Organization, to the UN, that try our best to bring back all this traditional ethnic food, else we won't survive. And you just see that is the decline of the area and increase of the productivity. And you just see palm millet, the protein content is 11.8, and rice is that 6.8. Here rice is 6.8, and millet is 11.8, the protein. And if that is how it is so important. And finger millet, foxtail millet, proso millet, and all the millets, especially up to down to proso millet, you just see the protein content is very high, fat, S, and etc., thiamine and riboflavin. All these things are there at the upper echelon than what you call a rice and wheat. Water requirement already I discussed is that water requirement for 4,000 liter of the water required to produce 1 kilogram of the rice, just 400 liter of the water required for 1 kilogram of millet, and that is how it is there. And importance of finger millets already I discussed, no need to all these things. Medicinal diabetes already I told you that. And the medicinal importance of the Bornean millet, lower blood glucose, lowers the serum cholesterol, prevent heart attack, lowers triglycerides and energy. Now all the things are there and you're on a positive side. My dear friends, what I'm talking is that, yes, I'm just at my concluding lines. So there is not many slides are there, but without focusing on it, we need to focus. What are the take-home experiences and liners for you, my dear friends? Very learned audience. I'm really happy. I'm really feeling honored. Now, what is happening? Number one is that we have to be very careful and sensible to maintain and to preserve and to regenerating agriculture. Otherwise, we won't survive. Second thing is that natural resources are being denuded and groundwaters are being contaminated and exploited, and soil erosions are at the rampant, and organic carbon level is slashing down very fast, and soil will look like soil, but there won't be a handful of grains. Don't face that kind of hecatombs of futures. So before that we should be very conscious and careful. Third is that the health hazards are there across the world. Health hazards are there across the world, especially diabetes and cardiovascular problems. And it is related, and obesity of course, it is related to our lifestyles. And we know that more than 24 hours we are hooked up, what you call with 2 hour mobile cell phone. And in our hostels, the postgraduate students and PhD, and while late in the class, I think they are hooked up with their mobile and smartphone with YouTube, even after 4 a.m. So that is the kind of raw, I think we are hooked up to the computer screen, television screens, and this is now the magic machine, that is what you call your smartphone, and that is generating really serious threats, starting from brain cancer to other kind of stressful biotic situation and abiotic situation. Another important thing that only choice is that right at this moment, the better choice, the best choice is that switch over from a classical agriculture into millet-based agriculture. Millet has got, number one, it has low glycemic index. Low GI means you can tackle the diabetics problems, and that higher zinc and magnesium especially. Zinc and magnesium especially very much important because for neural coordination. You will say that your kids are transforming either hyperactive or depressive. What are the reasons? The reason is that they are suffering from zinc and magnesium especially. They are hyperactive or they are under depressions. And the depressions are coming at the low key of neural functions or the neural disorders. And another important thing is that since we are not applying, that organic manures retains zinc and irons and other calciums. So our soil is impoverished of zinc, iron and calcium. When our soils are impoverished with zinc, iron and calcium, our crops are impoverished with zinc, iron and calcium. So zinc, iron and calcium, less in crop, less in food, less in body system. And that is the real. So how to get it? Zinc tablet can solve the problem, my dear friends. Iron tablets can solve, and vitamin D. We are bidding goodbye to giggling sun, getting captivated into AC conditioned rooms 24 hours. Then we are telling that take vitamin D. Let your life free under the open sky and giggling sun. Then you will feel happy. So, keep them smiling, and it is our responsibility. And these are some of the books of 120. Now, I have a mind to go for 150 book publication if I am alive till then. Now, it is there, uncertainty and chaos in Indian farming. Here I am just trying to estimate what are the crises we are facing, and these are the things that are here. Yield, income and livelihood in Indian farming, the contradictions. Yield is increasing but poverty is still there. Entropy, Chaos and Social Ecology. It's a very interesting book. I applied thermodynamics. I know rather we Narendra Sharma applied thermodynamics second law in estimating social disorder and chaos and entropy. And another, Anurna, please stand up, please.
Wow.
She is the co-author of me. Really, she's very talented. So, Anurna Chakraborty, Acharya, and Amit Varan Sarangi. The energy in agriculture, I'm touching up the ecology and recently published the conservation agriculture and ecology evolving perception. Happiness of the farmers. I tried to estimate what extent our farmers are happy. And all these things are the quality variables are transformed into analyzable parametric test and all kind of mathematics being applied. But the basic crux is that how happy our farmers are there. We need that our heroes that celebrating their birthday, like film hero, like war heroes, and like my beloved son and daughter, no one cares to celebrate the birthday of the farmers. They are providing every hour's food to us. So that is how we have to take care of it. Ecology, resilience and agriculture. Then another scholar, Dr. Bobita Mandal is there, and now Moringa, the magic plant and enterprise. You'll find all these books in the Amazon or Google Scholar. This very magic seed again, another Moringa, and it is the international publication, the spiritual publication, all these things. And immunizing the human body, very important. It's from Nova USA. The non-descriptive plants, how they are best applied to protect ourselves from cancer and other diabetic problems. And these are the okay. My dear friends, I am really thanking you for your patient listening to me, and I hope that change your lifestyle, change in the ecosystem, maintain the ecosystem, change your lifestyle, and leave some few moments, add some few moments, if not possible few years or few decades for the new generation to come. With these few words, thanking you. If any questions, and please come on. Thank you again.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you for the very, very exciting and motivational talk in terms of how should we sustain the environment. It is very, very important. I want to summarize some of your design.
Yes.
Maybe I could not grab all, but the most important thing is that we are talking about the sustainability of the environment, which is involved with the SDG number, not only SDG 12, 13, 14, 15 and 17, but most importantly it is related to SDG 1, that is no hunger, no poverty, and number 3, and they need to have a good education, and with that sustainability of environment, the inequality, the gender inequality.
Right.
Because why? If we are under the poverty, we always provide the food to the male. That is a gender inequality there. So when we do not have all those things, so definitely we will get all the equal food for all those genders. So there shouldn't be any gender inequality. So most importantly is that we have to learn our environment. Because we didn't realize, because I also want to bring up that some of us it's not that we are not careful enough when we have all those habit of throwing all those things around our environment, which will go to the drain and to the river, which will do the pollution of the environment. So it will affect on the environment as well. So now that with no water and our ecosystem is disrupted, so we have to look forward how to maintain the food for the future generation. And now we have to move from the rice to the millet. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
So, but the thing is that...
Especially where I think it is a rampant and water scarcity.
Yes.
Almost water scarcity will be rampant across the globe. So we now, right at this moment, we have to think. We have to think.
So we have to think to increase on the millet, and we also have
Millet kinds of which are responsive to stressful ecosystem.
So now the thing is that we have to learn how to improvise the millet menu so that people will enjoy the millet, because now, as what you
It's
said,
delicious, delicious.
because people, the younger generation is not aware of that, and they have not tried that taste, so we have to improve on that. Okay. And I will open for any question from the floor. But I think I want the member to answer this question. Why? I think in the presentation there. It's okay.
Slide, please.
One of the presentation shows that women are more obese compared to men. So I want to know why. So maybe from the floor should be able to answer that.
Could you please repeat your question?
No, why women? I think in that your presentation, the woman percentage of obesity is higher compared to men.
Yes. I think women are really engaged, especially some exceptions are there, of course. Mainly the domestic roles and the child care, baby care, and the lifestyles can be there. And especially they find that watching TV can be one of their entertainment times and activities. Especially the lifestyle is responsible for the women, and of course the genetic factors are also there, and food habits are also there. What is happening is that when farmers are in the field or the males are in their office, mostly male-dominated society, male-chauvinist society, the women are staffed up, and they take breakfast. I think whenever they are supposed to take breakfast 8 to 9 morning, they are taking their breakfast after 11, after 12 Sundays. It's very confusing whether it is a lunch or a breakfast. Either it is a delayed lunch or very early breakfast. And this food habit, and they are taking the food at the last also sometimes. And this kind of disruptive food habit may be responsible for the obesity. And whenever for the working woman the problem of obesity is lesser, then the women who are really stuck up in the domestic course and domestic geography, that is how it is responsible. But you know that by changing their food habit, they can also tackle this problem of obesity by taking less and less rice and more millet. Then that will be good solutions for them, not only for women but across the genders. And especially for the children, again drawing the attention of the audience that especially the young children, teenage boys and girls, they are suffering from that neural disorders or depression kind of thing. And millet is backed up with zinc and magnesium and ferrous. So that is how it is important. Our consumption of these minerals is getting less and less. That is how it is. We are skewed, and all the junk food, the restaurants are there. They are busy taking and consuming all the junk foods. And that is also responsible for the obesity and disorders, neural disorders.
Thank you for that. Why women are obese.
Yes. No question of men and women. We need to have a scientific food habit for all genders, all people. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions from the floor? Any?
One other question.
Thank you very much for the inspiring and very thoughtful presentation. Just 2 questions. The first question is...
Please introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Dr. Idris. I'm Mr. Pamlinko University College. The first question is this. So, publishing 120 books is not a child's play. So that is quite inspiring. Perhaps you can share with us what are the motivations and what are the tips. So that is the first question. So the second question is, so we know that this generation of us, in terms of reading, so it seems the culture of reading is like getting eroding. So what would be your advice for the upcoming generation in terms of reading so that we can have access to some of these very information that you are sharing?
Okay, fine. Yes, the first question is that how I have been able to write, author 120 books, and again still 3 years right now in the pipeline. Just you design your time. Don't waste your time in some undirected discussions or undirected thing. Second is that design your, when you are a professor of the university, you are not the asset for a state or a country, you are the asset for the civilization. and you organize your scholars in such a way that most of the books are thesis-based books. So it is not that you are publishing and submitting your thesis. You organize your thesis writer in such a way that can be translated in the form of books. And I have guided 107 MSc theses and 30 PhD scholars. So for the 30 and MSc theses are also very much important. If you organize all these things are there, then you know that there is no wonder that you can supersede Acharya, and hopefully you can touch 150 books. And making a lifestyle, writing books, making your lifestyles. Okay, that is my suggestion, humble suggestion. And you know that set aside 2 hours from your sleeping hours, 1 hour from undirected discussions and kind of meaningless discussions, criticizing others, and last one moment you keep thinking it there. And second was question that how you can access. All these books are available. Google search or Amazon, or you know that you just research get. All these books are available. And yes. Okay. During break we can find much time for interactions. I think we are running out of the time. Thank you. And Professor Poddar is there, and he is always allowed. He remains allowed always. But I am really personal thanks to Professor Poddar and Madam Ghosh for taking care here in Kuala Lumpur. Thank you, Professor Poddar. Thank you all for your nice attention.
I request Prof to thank you for your excellent lecture, and also Prof Kolkata for chairing the session. I request Professor Shankar to come on the dais, please, and Prof Kolkata to give him the token of appreciation.
Center. I must namaste from India to all of my beloved audience.
This is our Lincoln University College product from our pharmacy faculty.
One more.
Full hand.
Thank you.
Wow. So many souvenirs.
Thank you.
My card is here.
Thank you. Pak Nanang yang maju kok belum begitu.
Now we will go for the first session, open paper session. Please get ready with the slides. All of you in the first session, give the slide or not? Email? Please check.
It was sent from
Dr. Ashita will invite the chairman in this time. Please check the slides in the computer.
So we start the first section with Dr. Devi Nalapan and then Dr. Assistant Professor Dr. Idris. So first I introduce Dr. Devi Nalapan. She holds a PhD in biomedical science with a specialization in biochemistry from the University of Malaya, Malaysia. She also obtained a bachelor degree in applied science, bioindustrial technology with honors from the University of Malaysia, Kelantan, recognized for her outstanding academic and non-academic performance. She received the prestigious Royal Education Award in 2016. And Dr. Devi Nalapan currently serves as a lecturer at Lincoln University College, specializing in biochemistry, cell biochemistry, genetics, basic microbiology, and entrepreneurship in healthcare. She also well-versed in teaching health and positive subjects. Additionally, she has conducted research methodology courses and workshops for postgraduate students. As an experienced supervisor, Dr. Devi Nalapan guides 6 final year undergraduate students and 5 postgraduate students in the field of health and public sciences. So I welcome Dr. Devi Nalapan. And our second today's chairperson is the Assistant Professor Dr. Idris. Dr. Idris Adivali Hamad, PhD, is highly experienced life scientist specializing in natural products and RD and biological sciences. With over 10 years of teaching and research expertise, Dr. Idris focuses on natural products characterization, toxicology, pharmacology, evaluation, and product constellation. He has an impressive publication record with around 45 research articles featured in a prestigious peer-reviewed journals such as Food Chemistry, Biomedicine, Pharmacotherapy, European Journal of Nutrition, and more. In addition to his research contributions, Dr. Idris has authored book chapters, co-authored a book, and regularly contributes opinion letters to the national dailies such as the New Street Times and the Star. He previously served as a visiting research fellow at University Malaya, further expanding his expertise. Dr. Idris Adivali Ahmad, PhD, is a diverse life scientist with expertise in communicable and non-communicable diseases, molecular dynamics, terrestrial ecology and biodiversity, molecular docking, molecular dynamics, and nanotechnology and drug delivery. Please welcome Dr. Idris Adivali Ahmad for this section.
Thank you very much for the presentation. So without further ado, we want to remind all the participants and presenters that you will be given 5 minutes. So you have to make your presentation within the time limit. So our first presenter for this session is Nath Saprudin. So the title of his presentation is Psychological Impact and Quality of Life of Transfusion-Dependent Thalassemia on Patients and Families. So a systematic review. So let's give a round of applause.
The abstract book has been posted in the WhatsApp group. Please check. If any mistake, you will inform me.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I hope you are always healthy. Today, I want to present my article. Before that, I would like to say thank you for my host professor, especially Mr. P. Thank you so much for giving me a comment to my article, especially from my article in this document, and it's honor to me because it's the first time I'm here in Malaysia to presentation at international conference like this. Today I want to explore about my article, especially about thalassemia in children and their families. And the title of my article is the psychological impact and quality of life of transfusion-dependent thalassemia on patients and families. A systematic review. And then presentation of life, introduction, objective, method, results, conclusion, suggestion, and reference. Introduction. I'm sorry.
Okay. With my HP, it's okay.
Thalassemia is blood disorder with a high mortality rate and serious complication and is a global problem. Transfusion-dependent thalassemia results in psychological disorders and decreased quality of life in patients and families. Objective of this article, this systematic review aims to assess the psychological impact and quality of life in patients with transfusion-dependent thalassemia and on their families. Methodology. A thorough search was conducted using the PRISMA framework across corpus, corpus, scientific, and open, covering the period from 2022 to December 2034. Article were just based on the eligibility requirement, which include employing standards and valid measurement scale which evaluate mental health and quality of life of patients with transfusion-dependent thalassemia and their families, and having a cross-sectional research design. Keyword were quality of life, family, child, and psychological effects in thalassemia. And these results, number one, a review of 11 selected articles revealed significant psychological and psychosocial challenges among patients with transfusion-dependent thalassemia, affecting both adults and children. Common issues include anxiety, depression, anxiety disorder, panic disorder, obsession, social phobia. Young patients also experience behavioral problems, hyperactivity, attitude deficit, and difficulties in fear relationship. Among children, school function rank lowest in quality of life, followed by emotional and psychosocial health, social function, and physical health. Adult persons show a decline in nearly all aspects of quality of life compared to the general population, struggling with social interaction, physical activities, and pain, work limitation, and fatigue. Families and caregivers also face significant burdens, including emotional distress, financial strain, and the challenges of frequent blood transfusion. Many caregivers experience discouragement, discouragement, and powerlessness due to the demanding nature of care. Suggestion: highlight the need for comprehensive support system to improve the well-being of both patients and their families. Conclusion: kalau pesan daripada semuanya, disease is associated with psychological and quality of life problems in patients and families. This is Lawrence. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Gary. So I want to take one question from the audience. Any question from the audience? Okay. Okay, I'll ask just one question. So you talk about the the patient, they have some issue with psychosocial and maybe quality of life. So perhaps can you be specific? What aspect of quality of life? So are you referring to?
Okay, quality of life is a legal,
like maybe based on the health aspect, maybe the health aspect or the social aspect. So which aspect of the quality of life? Is it economic, social, or just physical aspect of the quality of life?
quality of life, like aspect functional, and then health related quality of life.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So next we would like to welcome Ms. Ananya Chakraborty to present on the title called Hunger, Poverty and Voice, the Dynamics, Interrelation and Impact. Good job.
Good morning and Suprabha. Namaste. I'm from India. My today's topic of discussion is hunger, poverty and voice, the dynamics, interrelationship and impact. So I will be presenting this topic, and my co-authors are my mentor, Professor S.K. Acharya and Dr. C.S. Chatterjee. So what is the sustainable development goal is? The first point of sustainable development is zero hunger. But we, the India and the most of the country of Southeast Asia are still to achieve the goal. What is the probable causes are? What are the probable causes are? Our policy suffers from pragmatism, war, pollution, internal politics, deforestation, unfair resource allocation. These are maybe the probable cause. We are still fighting with COVID-19 as well, economically and health-wise. So the most important rhetoric that we can set is the people are hungry because they are poor. The people are poor because they are voiceless. They are silent. They don't want to, or they cannot actually raise their voices against the odds they are suffering from. And people are both are hungry and poor because they are silent. So this is our point of discussion for today. Now I will be setting some of the scenarios. First is India is having India is actually the fourth largest economy after USA, China, Germany and then India. But we are still, according to the FAO reports, we are still suffering from hunger. Near about 195 million children are still undernourished in India. According to the Global Hunger Index, we are in a very alarming position. We are at 105th position in the world. And according to the Forbes, we are really suffering from multi-dimensional poverty. So these are the scenario. In India, we are suffering from. So what is the root cause of hunger? It's not famine. Only 10% of the world's hunger is directly affected by famine. So what is the cause? The cause may be uneven distribution of the food. It is not the productivity, it is the uneven distribution. Some are haves and some are have-nots. those who are have-nots, they are really facing challenges. 1 in every 7 people in the world are suffering from hunger, and India is not lesser behind. This is the chronic hunger scenario across the world. 29% people in the sub-Saharan Africa, they are suffering from chronic hunger. In Latin American countries, they are suffering. They are suffering from your chronic hunger, and of course, the Southeast Asian countries like India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal. These countries are suffering from chronic hunger. Then what we can do? What we need to do? We need to boost up our productivity and production as well, because the land is limited, but we have to feed more people. We can see from this slide, in the year of 1960, we need to feed only your 90 crore people with the same amount of land. But in the year 2020, we have to feed 140 crore of people with the same amount of land. So in 1960, we have per acre we have to feed 0.44 number of people. But in 2020, we have to feed 1.9 numbers of people by the same 1 acre of land. So it is more or less 9-fold that it has been increased. So we have to feed more population with a lesser amount of land. So what we can do? We can develop your hybrid varieties, higher productivity, varieties from higher productivity. We have to develop varieties and technologies that may be use of fewer resources. We have to improve the profitability of the farmers, and of course we have to involve the women and rural youth in the overall farming scenario. Global food system is not also sustainable. We are having 70% of the global water that is used for your agricultural purpose are not renewable. These are non-renewable resources. 24% crop area are suffering from soil degradation. 30% greenhouse gas emissions are directly from the agricultural field, most preferably rice fields. 6 to 9 tons of topsoils per hectare are eroded every year. So these are some of the challenges. Hunger, food insecurity, malnutrition can be we can sort out these things, but we need to we need to prepare a proper planning. And what we can do? This is also a very evil, that is poverty. According to the UN Charter, we in India are contributing 17.5% of the total world's population, but we are contributing 20.6% of the overall world's poor population. So this is also a very alarming situation. Besides hunger, we have to fight another enemy, that is poverty. Now, what is the root cause of hunger and poverty? We can say that is voicelessness or silence of the people who are at the receiving end, who are suffering from hunger and poverty. So these are some of the consequences of silence. People are being confused. They don't know what to do, how to do, how much to do, when to do. There is a difficulty in access of information. Difficult to motivate themselves and the people who are like them. Difficult to conclude what their immediate actions are. They are not qualified to solve their own problems, and at last they are traumatized or in shocking situation. So we have done an empirical studies. These are some of the objectives. First is to organize the selected baseline survey for delineating the present scenario of hunger, poverty and voice that we have already discussed in our background part. Now we have to analyze and estimate the intra and inter level of relation and interaction by taking hunger, poverty as the consequence variables and 21 socio-ecological and techno-economic variables as the independent variables. And And lastly, to generate a micro-level policy based on the empirical study and thereafter to create an experimental parody for its further replication.
Sorry for interrupting. It's already going to be 8 minutes, so will you be able to
Okay.
wrap up?
So these are the causal and consequent variables. 21 variables.